Hi everybody, I'm Larry Levin, President of Trading Advantage, and welcome to the next episode of Trade Soup. Now, I haven't been with you with a new episode of Trade Soup for a while, and there's a good reason. My iMac has been broken. I don't know what's wrong with it, and thanks a lot, Steve Jobs. You're so busy coming out with new iPhones and iPads and everything that you forget to, work on the iMacs. But luckily, I got a tech guy to come in and fix my iMac, and I'm back with you guys here with another fresh episode of Trade Soup. Today what we're going to talk about is our fine President Barack Obama. He did an interview several days ago on NBC News talking about the oil spill, and obviously we all know what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico with BP and this rig that appears, if you watch TV and you look in the little corner, you see it spewing oil. Some people say it's mud. It looks like oil to me. Who knows? But regardless, Barack Obama is taking a lot of heat because this is going on, and BP has been unable to really put a stop to it. They keep seeming to come out with plans, and these plans don't seem to really be doing the trick. So our president's taking a lot of heat. But he said something interesting the other day, and let's take a look at that clip real quick, and then I'll make a comment on it.
A month ago, before most of these talking heads were even paying attention to the Gulf. A month ago, I was meeting with fishermen down there, standing in the rain, talking about what a potential crisis this could be. And I don't sit around just talking to experts because this is a college seminar. We talk to these folks because they potentially had the best answers, so I know who's ass to kick.
So, guys, I'd have a hard time recollecting a time when I had heard our president say he wanted to know whose ass he had to kick. I thought that was kind of a silly comment, to be honest with you. You want to say that behind closed doors, but I don't think the American people feel that holds true. In fact, I don't feel like our country is really doing what they're supposed to be doing to clean up this oil spill. I think most of you guys would agree when you see those devastating pictures of birds and dolphins covered in oil. It's pretty sad. And to say that, I'm going to, as the president, I'm going to go out and kick somebody's ass to fix all this. We should have stepped in and taken over and literally brought every single expert and started doing things. But we certainly seem to be doing a whole lot of talking about it and allowing BP to do a couple things. One, take care of it themselves, and who knows whether they're really doing a good job or not. And then secondly, allow them to control the flow of information, allow them to tell us how much oil is coming out versus how much is really coming out. They're absolutely, definitely underestimating, I believe, what's really going on, and that's unfortunate. And I have another clip to point to that also. But just again, to see that our president says, I'm going to find out whose ass I got to kick, and he talked in that clip also about how he was standing in the rain like it's some big deal when, there's basically hundreds of thousands of gallons, dropping into our ocean, that's some big deal that our president's standing in the rain, like we should supposed to be so proud of him. I'm sorry, but I'm not that impressed, and it's unfortunate. We're going through this, and it doesn't seem like we're doing a whole lot to fix it, and I don't like it. I hope you guys feel the same way. The next clip, and I want to lighten the mood a little bit if I can. Oil spills are not good news by any means, but I do have something funny to show you. A comedy team in Europe, and we put this the link out in our newsletter, so some of you guys might have seen this before, but a really, really funny clip having to do with the oil spill and lightens the mood a little bit. So let's take a look at that.
Thanks for your time.
Good to be talking to you. Good evening.
Now, this oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, can you tell us what happened?
Yes, we're talking about an offshore oil rig, which is, of course, a large device for pumping oil out of an oil field under the sea floor.
Sure. And what happens if something goes wrong?
Well, we're trying to figure that out at the moment.
No, I mean before you start. What are the regulations for dealing with that problem?
You're not going to have a problem before you start.
Yeah, but what are the regulations?
The what?
Regulations.
Can you Google something for me quickly? Relegations?
No, regulations.
Regulations? Well, Google them both.
This is before you start.
Now, you're not going to have an accident before you start. I mean, it's starting that causes the problem. There is no problem before you start. It's beautiful before you start.
So you're saying is that the accidents only happen when you get going?
That's the rule.
So what happened?
Well, in this case, there was a large explosion. The rig caught fire. 20 million gallons of crude oil spilled into the sea, and then the rig sank. I mean, everything happened.
So what did you do?
Well, first things first, obviously. The first thing to do in an event like that is to underestimate the problem.
What? Underestimate the problem?
Yes,
why would you do that?
don't want people to panic. I mean, you've got to calm people down. A lot of people get very worried.
Why do they get worried?
Well, because the sea is filling with oil. A lot of people are very sentimental about the sea.
So I just want to break into this clip real quick, and I'm going to show you the rest of it, but I think it's really funny. You heard him talk about underestimating, right? Well, absolutely, in my opinion, that was BP's plan along, is to make this as pretty as you possibly can. It's our government specialty. The BP's not part of the government, but our government specialty is to underestimate to the people how bad things really are, no matter what's going on. Bernanke, Tim Geithner, our president, and really pretty much everybody in the government offices just basically does that for a living, right? We never tell people what the real story is. We use U3 unemployment data versus U6, what the real numbers should be, and all the states across the country use the same thing. They use data that's actually not realistic. Underestimating is just the thing to do to keep people calm. The truth will set you free. I'm not a big fan. Let's watch the rest of this clip. It's pretty fun.
But understating the problem, surely not a solution.
Well, no, not to that problem, but first things first.
So what was solution number 2?
Solution number 2 was to acknowledge the magnitude of the problem, but to point out that it's certainly not BP's fault. This is not our fault.
Whose fault is it?
I don't know, someone else, the bloke who built the wing nuts or something.
The solution doesn't sound very good.
That wasn't one of our better ones, but the next one was brilliant. We dropped a kind of shopping centre over the hull.
An underwater shopping centre?
Underwater shopping centre. We fitted it over the hull.
And did that work?
No, but it was a brilliant idea.
In what sense was it brilliant?
Well, we know that doesn't work. We won't be trying that again.
What was the 4th solution?
4th solution is to offer to help with the clean-up. We can help there.
Hang on a second. How do you mean help? Shouldn't you be doing the clean-up? I mean, well, you're the one getting the oil out of the ocean.
We're not getting the oil out of the ocean. That's useless, that oil. How do you get oil out of the sea? We've been trying for a week. You can't be done. It's useless.
So what about the 5th solution?
5th solution was to pump mud down into the hull.
What with?
Well spotted. You see, that's the problem there. Ultimately, of course, relief wells is the thing we're going to have to build. And relief wells, drill relief wells.
And when can you do that?
August.
Anything in the meantime?
Well, we've gone with a democratic solution in the meantime, which is nice.
What's a democratic solution?
Well, blame the president.
For causing the largest oil spill in US history.
Bad mistake. People hate it.
But
People absolutely hate it.
But he didn't do it.
Well, he didn't prevent it, did he? I mean, have a look out there.
Thanks for your time.
He didn't prevent it, pardon?
Thanks for your time.
Regulations. No, it won't be measured in barrels. I think it's a different concept altogether. I've never heard of it either, but keep bloody looking.
So, yeah, those guys are really are hilarious. I really get a big kick out of them. There's a few other YouTube videos that you can find on the oil spill that are a bunch of comedy troops and groups put together some funny things. And again, the oil spill's not a funny thing, but it is kind of funny when people put a humorous light on it. But it is something to take serious. This has been Larry Laverne with the next episode of Trade Soup. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.